welcome to the Mulligan Menace. Today we are playing Mono-Red Aggro. This is the aggro version that features Ojer. Very strong card where if a red source you control would deal an amount of non-combat damage less than its power to an opponent, that source would deal damage equal to its power instead. So there's a lot of little triggers that actually happens in the deck that can do that. You can shock your opponent, you can lightning strike your opponent, and those will automatically go up to the 4 damage for that, as well as burst lightning. You can even sacrifice the firebrand. All those will do 4 damage to your opponent if you target them with it. Hired Claw's ability, when it attacks in, that 1 damage also would go up to 4 damage, which is nice. But the really neat ones in this deck are Scalding Viper. Whenever an opponent casts a spell with mana value 3 or less, deals 1 damage to that player, which means it's going to be 4 damage if you have this in play. And then Razorkin. This is a really good one. Has first strike and it's really nice 2/2, but whenever an opponent draws a card, this creature deals 1 damage, which means it's going to be 4 damage. So even though they can't avoid drawing a card at the beginning of their turn, automatically 4 damage. If they're playing a Lessons deck or something like that, it's going to do a lot of damage. They're going to want to get rid of these creatures really fast. And if you have a Viper and a Needlehead, they can try getting rid of the creatures. They're going to take damage. They can try drawing to find what they need. They're going to take damage. Just a lot of different ways to take damage here. Hellkite's a nice one here because, 1, you can obviously have haste with it, get a lot of damage in. 3 casting cost, 4 damage, basically, is what this card says. But it has that needed ability where it does 1 damage to target creature. So you can think of those otters out there, or those elves out there, or even those lifelink flyers. All those things you can kill with this really easily just by attacking in. But really nice one. It is mono red, but we do have a little bit of blue mana in there to pay the other side of Scalding Viper. So you can do for a sorcery adventure, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hands. That's why we have that in there. We do have a way to pump up some of your creatures as well. The lizards, you can pump up with this, but we do have a sanctuary as well. And you could turn this on and make it a 3/3 creature you can attack in. Remember, it has vigilance, so you can still use it for paying for mana for other things. And remember, if you just happen to get up to 6 land and you have a village in play, this does count as all creature types. So you can pump up your sanctuary even bigger if you need to. If you could, hit that subscribe button below. We're trying to get to 3,000 subs. Really appreciate you doing that. Fairly new channel. We post new deck videos every single day. So if you like new content, subscribe to the channel. And let's get into the gameplay. All right, let's check this out. We got a lot of stuff going on here. Let's keep it. Early Higher Claw into a Lightning Strike Nova. We do have an Ojer, which is awesome. Kind of the big baddie in the deck. Really nice for Higher Claw as well, because that's non-combat damage. Actually crank that on. Get a little bit extra in there. We do kind of want to keep everything we got going on here. Since they're early enough, let's get this out. Do we want to discard anything? I don't think we do. Fortunately, this does put in tap, so there's no point in bringing this in with haste. See what they do. Hopefully we have the Higher Claw and we can drop Ojer. That would allow us to have the 1 damage trigger. Okay, he probably has... I guess we'll go for it. They have to have a counter spell, right? Oh, that's a little surprising. What are they going to go after here? Okay, they're going to get lost. Okay, they did judgment. Can get that down. It's 5 damage there. I guess we do this and just make it so they have to remove it. You gain 1 life, unfortunately. This kind of takes up their next turn if they do have even anything to remove it. Okay, they do. We have another lightning strike. 6, 7, 8 damage. Get this out there. That's fine. We just crank this up. Yeah, sure. We'll leave that. We'll do Soulstone just in case we want to turn it on. Anything cheap, they'll take damage. We're going to have what? 2, 4, 10 damage in hand. Will they cover up? Okay. What did they get rid of? Dragon? Alright. I think we just attack in here because we have all the direct damage in hand. We also have a village. I mean, what we could do is... Four or more. So we gotta do 3. So we do 1, 2... Shoot. Yeah, we drew the wrong card, unfortunately. Because he deadly covered up, so we didn't have the right card at the top. So we don't have the ability to double and then bring this back. 4, 5. So we just fire this up. We'll see what they do. We can lightning strike. 6, 7, 8. We have 8 damage in hand. Okay, they stock up. Let's see if they have an answer for the sanctuary. Okay. Good game. GG's. All right, we got an early Razorkin, which is nice, as well as Scalding Viper. We'll keep this. We'll get in fast with Firebrand. Actually, we're going to go for the Higher Claw. Razorkin will be good for any draw. Ooh, I'm thinking Viper. Are they going to have stuff with 3 or less? I think they are. So let's go with the Viper. I guess we can actually hold off here. Hoping this will go after them pretty aggressively. If they do like a Badgermole Cub, perfect. Because then we can shock the Badgermole. Let's first shock the Badgermole. Razorkin out there. Down to 13 already. Now another Badgermole would actually be kind of rough. I guess not too crazy. If they had a land, it would be. Okay, that's fine. Taking a lot of damage here. I think we just lightning strike. Kill that off. Then allows us to do 6 damage. And we basically have 3 damage in hand. Okay, they draw, take a damage. We need to do 1 more damage to them, so let them cast a low casting cost. Okay, they don't. We don't have 5 mana for that. Well, we can... As long as this stays around, I mean, we just got him dead, right? GG's. All right, opponent goes first in this one. Let's keep it. Millennium Calendar. I haven't seen that one in a while. Awesome. Pass the turn. Okay, they might just have... Alright, we'll pass the turn. My turn. Razorkin, I think, is probably going to be the draw. Or going to be the play. Can get this in next turn. They counter it? They don't. Alright, that's a lot of damage. Well, this is going to be nice, because they'll get a lot of damage with the draw spell. There, the 8 counters. I guess you can do the doubling season to really ramp this up. We really need a land here. Alright, we got it. Okay, that's strong. Viper will be pretty strong, I think, too. Take 5. 4, I guess. The 56. All right, good game. All right, I go first here. Pretty good. Pretty good. Want to have some stuff that triggers Ojer when we get that down. Really kind of missing stuff right in that middle portion of the... Looking for a 2-drop to draw here. Help. Might benefit us just to kill this thing. Yeah, just kind of a bad situation here now. I guess we can lightning strike any ramp that they kind of throw out there. Like if they try to put a Badgermole Cub down. If we see a landfall deck, that might be a problem. Did have a secondary land. Guess we do go after it. Try to be a little aggressive here. We are going to be able to come in with a haster here. Don't think we discard anything. It's 0. Attack in. Just so we can drop that Ojer next turn. Okay. Chokeroll. What is the landfall deck? I'd love to just... don't think they're going to block. They're thinking about it. I'm okay if they block. That's kind of why I did it instead of shocking. So we got that in. We can get our Ojer down now. They'll be able to have double triggers, so if he does drop a lands will actually become pretty dang big. That's not good. Okay. Okay. Unfortunately, it's Fabled Passage, which means the shock is not going to do it. Shucks. I was hoping that they wouldn't be able to drop more than one land if they'd have a Hydra. Alright. Well. What do we got here? So we got 8 damage in hand here. See what they do. This is just a hope they don't block correctly. Oh my god. We're one short. Oh, he's got it. Good game. Alright, we go first here. Alright. We do have 3 land, a little direct damage. We do have the Ojer. We'll just get in for 1 here. I think this is going to be really good against the Lessons deck. That's what they got going on. They're going to want to kill that right away. You're missing out. All right. I think we're going to kill that with the Lightning Strike. It's not the Lessons deck, though. Get rid of that so we can attack in. Alright, they could be holding up a counter spell. I'm only going to attack him with the Viper that leaves the Firebrand open. See? Because he's going to drop that. And then I can do this and kill it. Oh, it didn't. It only does the people. Oh, shoot. I screwed that up. I mean, it still killed it, but... Alright, just going to tap it. I don't really care too much about that. Does it have any other abilities? It doesn't untap during. Okay. It does have prowess. So we always can kill that if we need to with the burst lightning. Otherwise, we can do 4 damage with Ojer. We might just cast it at the end of their turn just to get the damage in. We'll see what they do. Down to 2, so this just kills them. So we'll just kind of let their turn go. Okay. GG's. Opponent goes first on this one. We do have that Razorkin with the Ojer, which is awesome combo, so we'll keep this. Ooh, double Razorkin. We can double Razorkin into Ojer? That would just be insane. Viper might actually be a better play here because they're going to possibly do 2 enchantments. Or not enchantments, angels. Especially with this being able to... Well, they're attacking in right now. I suppose I could have actually killed this thing to prevent other angels from coming in. They could do a 4-drop angel and then just avoid this altogether. Seam Rip. Alright. So I do take some damage. They must have a lot of low casting cost stuff. Yep. Alright, my turn. Let's get... Razorkin out. I think I am going to kill that just to slow them down a touch. We don't want their big lifelinker coming down on 5, or the 5-mana lifelinker. No attacks. Take damage. Real question is, do we drop this if we don't draw a land? Okay, they're going to go after the Razorkin. They only have 1 other card left, so that's actually really good for us. So maybe Razorkin is the play. It did come in tapped, unfortunately. So Razorkin, I think, is the play here. We'll attack him. Ah, shelter. Gonna gain life, too, on top of it. Well, in that case, let's get this out. Four mana now. Put another one on there. So we have to pay 4 and do 4 damage. We're at 9. We just get this out. They're going to be up to what? 20 after this attack. We're going to be down to 5. Yeah, we're in rough shape here. Okay, so 4, 8. Can only do 3 damage to this. Ugh, there's just not really good plays here, is there? It's about the most damage we can do, isn't it? Yeah. Good game. GG. Alright, opponent goes first. A lot of removal. We do have the Viper, which could be interesting. White deck. Okay, let's get rid of that right away. I think we can actually hold off and just burst lightning it on their turn. Get rid of that. I think we could even lightning strike the spell book. Make sure we drop that land second. Against this deck, if you get rid of their creatures, they kind of are dead in the water. Actually, I probably should have done that, because if they had their hexproof +1/+1. Alright, we're in pretty good shape here. We can get rid of both these creatures. Spire Bluff. Yeah. I do think we do this just to start getting some damage in here. I understand we're going to take some because they'll attack in. Hoping they target a creature with enchantment. Okay, never mind. Ooh, they're going to target it, but they're going to target ours. So let's go after that so they don't get the counter on one of their creatures. They'll Seam Rip the Viper. Okay. Only have one card left in our graveyard. They can take stuff in theirs. Well, let's get that out. As long as they don't have shelter, we're going to be in pretty good shape, I think. You can give it flight. They have shelter. Of course they do. All right. I mean, we're going to lightning strike that next turn, but that just hurt. Okay, they get that. It's a little annoying that this creature is going to start getting quite a bit of stuff put under it. Oh, they put it under that one. Good. Well, we can lightning strike. Yes. We can pay that and get our Hard Claw down. All right. We're in pretty good shape as long as they keep playing off the top of their deck and they don't draw more shelters. Ethereal armor. Strong. I'm going to say no blocks. We can have the Sanctuary pile up next turn. I mean, another Ethereal's going to hurt. They'll take 5 damage here. Or, sorry. 9 damage. We are going to keep our Sanctuary that we can pump up. I should have pumped the Lizard there. I guess I couldn't. Never mind. Not if we're keeping Sanctuary up. Okay, they don't have a trick. They do have first strike, so it didn't really matter too much. Does get 7/6 now. Can we just kill them here? 4, 8. Yeah, they're just dead. We could have even got that have additional damage as well. GG's. Nice one. All right, that's Mono-Red Aggro. I think we ended up going out of the 7 games. I think we went 5-2, so very strong showing. This is actually the very first time that I played with the Ojer, which is kind of funny to say considering how many different decks I've played and everything, and even red decks. I just never had the wild cards free to carafe this when I wanted to play it. So we actually played it this time, and man, what fun is it having Razorkin into an Ojar? Every time they draw a card, they take 4 damage. It would be neat if I have a way to pump this even bigger. I don't really see it in the deck. I did pull this deck off of Untapped, so maybe there is some ways you can kind of fool around with it, but I don't. Maybe it's not that big of a deal because you got so much more aggro stuff. You don't really want to be wasting cards trying to pump an Ojar, because how often can this be on play where that really applies when you have untapped mana and cards available? So all in all, I think it's a fun deck. If you like playing aggressive decks, this is a good build for it. Does really well. Even has that neat ability with the 1 damage here where you can really pig off like those pesky elves or even lifelinkers and things like that. So definitely a lot of neat little abilities you can do with this deck. Have fun with it. I think it's worth crafting the wild cards for it. I don't think it's too crazy. Let's see here. Common. Okay, that's a rare. Common, rare, common, rare, mythic, and then rare. We do have, obviously, the 2 split lands here. I guess there's more rares in this deck than I thought there were, especially with the lands. The only reason these are in there is if you really need to cast that other side here of the return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Don't really have a huge need for that a lot of times, but it could be useful, especially if you need to get a certain amount of damage through or something with it. So definitely a way to do it, especially if you can cast it as an adventure. I guess I wasn't looking that closely with it. I probably could have done that during one of the games as well. But all in all, fun deck. If you can, hit that subscribe button below. Really helps out the channel. Fairly new channel, trying to get to 3,000 subs. So I appreciate every one of you that have stayed this long and subscribed to the channel. And have a fantastic day.